What's up, visionaries?
What's good?
Welcome to another episode of Visions of Love and Relationships. I'm Tanya, and this is my wonderful husband,
Lamont.
and we hope everybody's doing well as usual.
As usual.
Yes. What's up? What's up? What's up? Excited to be back on video.
Yeah.
We've been super just bees, I'ma say.
Yeah.
Busy bees.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed.
Life been going on too.
Yeah. Life been lifing.
Yeah. Life been lifing.
Pretty much. So we needed to hop on video though. We said we gonna at one time we was thinking about like doing like scheduling, but then we was like, we just gonna get on.
Yeah. I hate scheduling, man.
Yeah, cause it feel like a job.
Yeah.
It don't really, it feel fun because we're getting the information out and we, getting to talk and teach and everything. But when you schedule it, it kind of feels jobby.
And I think that's one of the biggest things, like when people be making these videos on YouTube or Instagram, whatever they doing, like content creators as they call them. It's like it's a job.
Yeah.
And once it starts feeling like a job, pretty soon the fun starts going out of it.
Right.
Especially if you do it as a form of income.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can definitely see how that'll feel like a job, and you just get down, and then you don't want to do it no more. Unless you're really making money, you might get a boost then. But even then, it's jobby.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to feel like a job. I want to come on here, want to talk with you guys, teach you guys, learn some stuff, get some advice,
Yeah.
Take you from conflicts to connections.
Yeah.
And all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, without it being a burden on both parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want it to be fun.
Nobody wants to be a burden, man.
No.
Or pick up more work than you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I say, most people, like I say, if you're doing it for income or just doing it for the love of people, just trying to help somebody get to where they need to be, because we was there where you were. You know what I'm saying? I know how it feels to be in a relationship that feels like a dead end. I know how it feels to be broke and not have money. So everything
negative, just about everything
kids,
bad. We know,
all that.
So it's only right for us to take our trials and our tribulations and help bring other couples, other parents, other people out of what we know, what we learned going through life,
Yeah, life and life.
Yeah.
So what's been going on, man?
Man, I ain't even got long enough to talk about what's been going on. But anyway, what I do want to talk about though is what makes a lasting relationship? Like, what makes a relationship work?
What makes a relationship work?
Yeah. So what do you think makes a relationship work? Since you put me on the spot, I'm gonna throw you right back on there. Give me a thing, a reason a relationship might fail.
I think one of the first things you got to do to actually begin to build a relationship without being a natural instinct relationship, maybe mother, son, mother, kids, is trust.
So you speaking in the parenting?
No, I'm saying besides that, in any other relationship, it's trust.
Yeah.
Trust is the number one thing I think that you need to build to keep a relationship together.
Right.
It's trust.
Right. So shoot, with that said, if you fresh in a relationship, you don't want to lose that trust.
Yeah.
You want to be gaining trust. So don't be out there doing nothing stupid, nothing crazy to make your woman or your man
or the person you're in a relationship with, whether it's
whoever,
romantic or just friendship. I mean, platonic.
Yeah.
Either relationship, you don't want to break the wall of trust, because trust is so easy to build. I mean,
it's easy to break,
but it's hard to build.
Yeah.
And once it's broken, you never get back to that position you was before that trust was broken.
Yeah.
For most people.
Yeah, because it's always like something in hindsight, like, will she do this? If I let him go do this, will they do that? It's just always in hindsight. So keeping that trust up is the way to go.
Yeah, trust is the main thing.
So with trust too, in the beginning of a relationship, or before you even start a relationship, that's why I think it's so important to actually take your time with a relationship so you can learn a person, to know if it's a person. I mean, because if you're around a person long enough, then they're going to show their true colors, you know, and you're going to know whether or not this is somebody that you can trust, you know, just by eyeballing it and really paying attention. Like, I feel like it all too often, we just, you know, we look over things. We look over a lot of things because we blinded by love or what we think is love or, you know, the affection or whatever. And we just don't pay attention to red flags that we're given when it comes to trust. Like if I'll even put it down to going on a date and a person is like late all the time. I mean, that's a little sign to me that now I can't even trust you to be on time, you know, no, what is it?
And yeah, that is true, And I believe the way you do things is the way you do things. You're a person that's late, then you somebody who's late.
Right.
You're a person that lied, then you somebody who lied.
So it's kind of like, dog, can I trust them to be on time with their bill, money? Like if we
that's why I say the way you do things, you somebody, that means you don't, if you always late, then that means you don't value time. And you probably won't value time on your bills. You probably would be somebody who would be late on the bills.
Right.
Because you don't respect the value of time.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's a good one. Building trust, or
trust is the number one thing that makes the relationship work.
Yeah. That's your number one thing.
My number one thing.
My number one thing, which would be number two, is that I think that a lot of relationships fail because a person don't know they self. Does that make sense to you? Like a person don't know they self. Like you don't know who you are. You haven't gotten the time or the chance to really figure out what you want, what you like, you know. So when you get in a relationship, you still don't know what you want. You didn't know what you wanted from that man or that woman because you don't know yourself. So how can you be in a long-lasting relationship not knowing really nothing about yourself? So again, you would need to take time, you know, to remedy that situation. If you don't want your relationship to fail quickly, to remedy that, take time. Take time before you actually get into a serious relationship to get to know yourself, you know, to make sure, because, I mean, you could be a single mom or a single dad, you know, you could be in school working, you know, it could be a lot of things taking you away from actually knowing who you are and actually what you want, you know, for yourself, that you just, you know, settle for something that you thought was yours, not yours, was what you wanted, going off of, you know, just the instinct that maybe they look good, or maybe they got money, or maybe something else turned you on about them, attracted you to them, they talk to you right, you know, but they might be a person who don't like to rub feet or something, and you like your feet rubbed, you know, that's something you like, but you didn't get to discover yourself enough to know that that was something that you actually like, you know. So later on down the line, once you learn yourself and know what you like he'll never rub my feet, you know, and nothing like that, and he might not be a foot rubber. That's something you should have found out in the beginning, but you didn't know because you hopped into the relationship without knowing yourself. So that's just a simple example of, you know, a way that you won't know yourself. You don't know yourself and don't know what you want. So yeah, I say take the time to know yourself. So again, getting into relationships quickly can definitely make your relationship fail, because especially if you ain't had the time to know yourself. So that would be my number one. I think it's essential. It's number two, but it's my number one. So I think it's essential for you to get to know yourself, and also while you getting to know yourself, be after God's heart. Okay, because that's important too. Why?
Because mostly knowing yourself is a self thing. So when you're search of knowing yourself, it would be wise to get close to God, your Creator.
Yeah,
so
because He is. He the better us.
He the better us. So you can get the inside info of knowing
the best us,
the best version of you.
Yeah.
So you can bring that out in a relationship. I do think that not knowing yourself will make a relationship fail quick because you come in there with unmet expectations because you don't know what you expect. And a lot of times we get inside relationships, any kind of relationships, and everything is a win. We win everything. All we going by is what we probably did in the previous relationship.
Right.
Not really reflecting on whether that worked or not worked. And was it our fault or their fault? Even reflecting on what we brought to that relationship that failed, we just go into the next relationship and we in that relationship the same way, not knowing what we really want. Like, dang, did that relationship fail because he wouldn't provide what I wanted? So when you get to know yourself and, like I said, what you want, then your relationship won't fail because you know what you want. So you see early that this is not what I want.
Right.
And you're able to pivot because you know yourself, you know your value, and you're able to pivot when things are not going the route you want it to go.
Right. And you hadn't committed. That's why it's important not to just hop into a relationship then married.
Yeah.
Too that quick, because marriage is serious. Marriage is for life. You know, it's supposed to be. But you got people out here on 3 and 4, and I ain't knocking them, but I'm just saying there's reasons why it's number 3 and number 4.
Yeah, 3 and 4 marriages.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Yeah. Not self-reflecting on what happened in your last relationships, and not yet. It might have been your spouse cheated or something, but all relationships. That's a part that both parts played in it. More than like, unless you with a compulsive cheater, but a lot of times, maybe he was faithful, but if he was faithful, did start cheating, then something happened that both parties played is to blame for that breakup. So whether you think you did something or not, you should self-reflect on that relationship so you know what you need to take into the next relationship.
Yeah, even though, according to the good book, if you get married, that's why I say relationship. Take it to the next relationship. Because if you get married, it's really to death do us part.
Yeah.
So if you out here with a husband or a wife, you still with them even if you leave them. Yeah. If you're not supposed to be with nobody else.
And I know a lot of these pastors be out here preaching double marrying 3 or 4 people.
Might even be
talking about God didn't put that marriage together. They did, but this marriage is so-called ordained by God. Stop all.
Not the truth.
Not the truth.
If they ain't dead, they ain't supposed to be married.
Nobody married once.
Yep, because when you get married to that second person and your husband or wife is still alive, you still married to them. Yeah. So that marriage to that new person is null.
Yeah.
All right. In
only
God's
supposed to get married
eyes,
one time.
And He all that matters.
Yeah. So make sure you choose wisely when you get married, man.
Yeah.
And we just gave you 2 reasons why relationships fail. If you can correct these reasons, which is big, just off these 2, is save you a lot of heartache and pain, man. Because when you get married, you're only supposed to get married once. Yeah. Not twice, 3 times, once.
Yeah. So stop hopping on in. Take some time, okay?
If you don't believe that's true, comment in the chat. If you think you could be married more than one time. If you think God didn't put the first marriage together, comment in the chat if you think God put more than 2 marriages together.
To each his own.
Yeah, to each his own.
Disclaimer. Yeah. To each his own. But yeah, for us.
Yeah, one marriage.
One marriage. God is one thing. Yeah. One is a big number when it comes to God.
Yeah.
All right. So another, which would be 3. Do you want to lead with one? Because I got one right on the tip of my tongue.
Good.
Which would be not setting boundaries. Boundaries set. I think that a relationship will fail if boundaries aren't set in the beginning of the relationship. Yeah. And why? Why wouldn't they? I mean, if you want a boundary, one of your boundaries might be, I don't want you coming in after 9 o'clock if you ain't at work, or something like that. But if you hadn't communicated, and that would be my next one, communication. So they kind of go together. But if you haven't communicated that to your the partner or the person you're in a relationship with, how they gonna know? You know?
Yeah.
So that leads into a lot of arguments. Not setting boundaries. Not letting the person know what you like, what you dislike. You know, I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to do that. You know, your partner not a mind reader. So they only know what you tell them.
Yeah.
Okay? So yeah, I think boundary setting is a quick way to end a relationship. Yeah, I think
setting boundaries.
Yeah.
And I think what we fail to realize is the Bible teaches us, man, like in Genesis, like I said, the first thing God put forth to Adam and Eve was a boundary.
Yeah, do not
the
eat,
first thing he put forth was a boundary. He said, "Do not eat from that tree."
Yeah.
What it starts with, don't eat from that tree.
Yeah.
So the first thing he put in place is a boundary, and a boundary is what it is. A boundary is just something to put in place to keep you from being. And more times, it's more than likely it's to keep both parties from being hurt.
Yeah.
A boundary will keep you from eating the tree, and a boundary will keep me having to kick you out the Garden of Eden because you ate the tree.
Right.
So a boundary put in place to keep both people safe. So God put boundaries in place. I think it's only right. If we fail to put boundaries in place in our relationship, the relationship gonna fail.
Right. And in the beginning, that's why it's important. In the beginning, in Genesis, it's in the beginning.
Yeah.
God created him in the beginning, okay?
Yeah,
so set your boundaries in the beginning. Set your trust, you know, talk about trust, building trust in the beginning of the relationship, you know, earn trust, build trust in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know yourself in the beginning before you get into a relationship.
And see, that's why it's good to know yourself, because once you know yourself, you know what type of boundaries you need to put in place.
Right.
If you don't know yourself, then you won't know what type of boundaries you need in place because you don't know.
Right. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you need. You don't know what, you know.
Yeah, and knowing yourself, I say, man, like I say, they say the best way to get yourself ahead out of something is personal development, man. I think so often, so many people fail in life, and as I watch people around us, so many people, I say, dang, they messed up because they failed to get personal development, man. Personal development is you got church. Church is good. God is good. All the time. God is good. But we still need personal development, because personal development, sometimes we don't even feel the spirit. And sometimes God, like I said, God does it, but sometimes people do need personal development. They need that extra talk to go to church. They need that extra pick me up, and personal development can get you out of a lot of things. And personal development can get you knowing yourself.
Yeah.
The way we spend our 24 hours is going to dictate the relationship we make and how we spend our life.
Right.
So the way we spend, if we use our 24 hours more wisely to get to know ourselves, using personal development, guys, we're going to watch relationships, our life start to transformation.
Right.
The more we put it in there, start transforming.
Yeah.
So like I said, the 3 reasons why relationships fail is, number 1, you don't trust the person. They break the trust. Number 2, you don't know yourself. So therefore, you fall for anything.
Yeah. And
then you get misconstrued. You get a conflict of interest when you get inside a relationship and your expectations are not met.
Right.
Because you don't know yourself.
Right.
Number 3, you fail to put boundaries in place in a relationship.
Yeah. And if you engage to be married and you don't have any boundaries set in place, stop what you're doing. Pause the video.
Yeah.
And put some boundaries into play before you get married. All right? This is something that needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
Jot it down, you know. Talk to your partner in a calm way, you know. Come to an agreement on some boundaries before y'all tie that knot. Because that's a forever thing. Yeah. Okay? And boundaries gonna change. You know, I think boundaries change. Yeah. The longer you in a relationship, things change. Yeah. Life change. Yeah. Things have you get older, things change. Yeah. You expect more, you know, you expect less, you know, things just change. Yeah. So what you say about every time you feel like you need to set a new boundary, or that, you know, you need to adjust the boundary,
I think grow people, the natural growth. I mean, we
about
grow
every 5 years or so, come together. Like, how often do you think married couples should come together and put boundaries into play.
Whenever they see fit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whenever they see
Whenever
fit.
you see fit.
But I just know, being with you for 20 years, I know that we've changed. We grew. Not only mentally, physically. We, things change.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking that.
Yeah.
Is there a certain time, like a certain amount of years that you think, would be suitable, or just whenever?
Whenever I mean, because like I said, different situations, Brian, you might set boundaries. I mean, different situations, whenever you feel you need to set a new boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, every relationship is unique.
Yeah, it is. But I can see it being like agitating too. Like if you every 2 days you got a new boundary.
Yeah, I mean,
you cross that boundary.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to adjust that.
But I think what we realize is a lot of things are self-explanatory.
It is, but
that's the crazy thing.
But
still, you gotta tell people, because a lot of things are self-explanatory. Most people lack the.
You gotta dumb it down, even if it's self-explanatory. Yeah,
you gotta dumb it down, because, like I said, I believe what you don't know what you don't know. So sometimes you need to tell people. But once you know, then you're accountable for what you know. Because
that's the guy. I've been seeing some stupid stuff like, that police said right there, why you gonna go steal that perfume? The security guard was sitting there watching you, but you knew that. You knew you was gonna get caught. I just been seeing some stupid stuff. So people need to be dumbed down. Okay? Yeah. So again, boundary setting. It's really important. Get that thing going in the beginning so the relationship could last. Because that's a for sure way to end a relationship.
And the fourth reason why
what you got?
Relationships fail. Mm-hmm. Relationships fail because you lack the skills to do a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Relationships is really, it takes skill.
It takes skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not just what you see on TV like people see.
Yeah. And I'm saying relationships. Relationships take skill, but marriage.
Marriage, yeah. Marriage is a skill. Relationships is what it is. It's just a relationship. It's just, but sometimes we stay in that thing so long. But marriage and relationships and here's the thing that I heard, man. Relationships last about as long as your marriage would have lasted. So every relationship that you've been in, that was marriage. They call it common law. Especially if you move in with somebody. That was common law marriage. That was common law marriage. That means that was a marriage. So that's how long that marriage lasted. Mm-hmm. Things lasted how long they supposed to last. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we keep bringing things back together that just not meant to last that season. Right. But all we need to do is learn the lesson in that season. Mm-hmm. Don't put back together what's been broken apart. If it's meant to be, it'll come back together, and not in that same season. You can't plant and reap the harvest in the same season. Right. You gotta wait. So it's never in the same season. It's meant to be. It won't come back. It's not meant to come back in that same season.
Mm-hmm. So Lamont, you are a wonderful husband, and you always have been. So can you get a man like a skill or two, on the relationships, like making a relationship last? What type of skills do they need to possess? Because, being in a marriage, it do take skill. Yeah. You just can't get into a marriage. So what's some of the skills that you possess that's made our marriage successful, you would say? Or should I say? Oh, boy.
I would say.
Good question.
Yeah, good question. I would say accountability, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's definitely a good skill to acquire. Yeah. Accountability skill. Yeah. Okay. So learning how to take accountability or taking accountability?
No, being accountable.
Yeah, being accountable for you.
Yeah, doing what you say you're gonna do. Mm-hmm. Stepping up, showing. Mm-hmm. Being present. Yeah. The biggest thing in a relationship that will keep your marriage from failing, I would say, is to be present. Mm-hmm. For me as the man, to be present. Because I see, like I said, I saw a little skit going around, probably old or something, but people cheat because one person fails to be present in relationships. So I would say the biggest thing that I would say keep our relationships is being present.
Right. And not just present.
Yeah.
Present.
Yeah. Not just in the same house, but both of y'all doing things, I guess they being present.
Yeah. Yeah. You're definitely present.
Yeah, and we work from home though, so we around each other 24/7. So I can imagine, I can see people that don't work so much, and then when they come home, they should spend the whole more time.
Yeah, I'm finna say you would think that would be easier.
Yeah, it would be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you were gone all day, I'd be jumping on you when you come in the
Yeah,
house.
see, it's a difference when you stay home, but when you out working.
Yeah, because I'd be jumping on you when you go to the store. Like,
that's because we in love. Some people don't like to see the person they.
Well, then they don't need to be married.
And that's
if
why
you don't like to see
failed.
the person,
Yeah.
when they come home from work, comment below.
That's why your
and then
relationship
get out
failed.
their relationship.
That's why that is a love test, man. If your partner, the one you say you love or you in a relationship with, if you like to see them come home or you like to see their presence, and you get joy when you see them, then that relationship's gonna last.
Yeah.
Once the love stop, when you stop seeing your partner come in the door, and you're like, oh God, there you go. Oh my God. And you like, I'm clicking out of here. And you like, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here he comes.
Here she comes.
Yeah.
Like Love in the Marriage. It was Al Bundy.
Oh yeah. Married with Children.
Yeah, they make marriage seem so bad, man.
Yeah, they did.
Your marriage is not. I mean, your relationship, marriage, or whatever, is not going to last, man. You should keep the thrill of seeing your partner.
Right. And if you married and you feel like that, but you love them, but you just don't like to see them, perhaps y'all might need to split for a little while. Like, don't cheat, don't go doing this and that. Just stay in separate households or stay in, get away from each other for a while and try to reconnect. Try to, relearn each other. Start that thing over. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Learn each other again.
Because absence make the hearts go fonder.
Yeah.
And sometimes, though, you love each other, but you just can't live in the same house with people, man. Sometimes you just can't be in proximity with people. That breaks up the love. Sometimes it's good to be, especially when you're older. I mean, your relationship, you might work out better. Relationship might last if y'all had separate houses. If it was trust and everything else, that won't break up the relationship.
Right. Yeah.
Or not even separate houses, maybe separate rooms.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you do need that peace of mind.
Yeah. And you also need a little therapy.
Yeah.
You need to take your butt to therapy. Your husband come home, your wife come home, you're like, oh. Here she come. And I ain't laughing at you. I'm laughing, I'm just laughing because that's funny. But, yeah, you should love to see your partner, come by. Come home, Yeah. So, so that's 4. And that's, you don't have the skill.
Yeah.
The relationship skill, because you need skills in a marriage. Yeah. A relationship, you committed, but you ain't fully committed. You got some serious relationships out here, but marriage is their ultimate goal. Yeah. And that's where, we're trying to get you to.
And how do you get the skills?
Stand.
Yeah. How do you get your skills? Doing what you're watching right now, YouTube videos, enrichment, personal development, the skills, God, the Bible.
The Bible, oh, man.
The Bible teaches you how to do relationships.
Oh, man. If you don't how to do marriages.
If you don't read the Bible, you got 24 hours in a day. Pick a YouTube thing, spend an hour a day, spend time working on you. Because if you work on you, spend at least 10% of your day, some part of your day working on you instead of investing in everything on the outside. Mm-hmm. And if relationships are important to you, then you would go to YouTube, be on YouTube or anywhere you want to go and type in what you want to learn. We got Google is our favorite friend right now. Yeah. Google whatever you want to learn, man. You can Google anything and it'll help you in life right now. Google is the best friend. Yeah. Some people use Yahoo search or whatever.
Yeah.
Safari.
Yeah. Safari.
Whatever search engine you use, type in what you want to learn and learn the skills to enrich your life.
Yeah.
Learn one skill a day to help your life today.
Yep. If you feel like your relationship ain't even going right, you can type in how I can rebuild my relationship. You know, just little different things like that. All right, and we 30 minutes in, so I got one more.
You ready?
You got another one?
Good.
Yeah, I'm ready. Another one is giving that booty up too quick.
Yeah.
Quick way to end that relationship quick is to give away your goodies, men and women.
Yeah.
So give it away too quick. All right, your goodies are just that. They're a treasure. You know, you gotta treasure it. If you're not in a marriage, if you can wait to marriage, which you can, because you remember you seeking God if you're single. Wait until you get married to give away your goods. Yeah. Okay? Again, that's for men and women. It's several reasons why. Because when you having sex with somebody, too, that's soul ties. So you locking your soul with this man, this woman, that woman, you know, they coming with you in your marriage. They coming with that's coming with you in your relationship because you got them and you. So.
Especially if you got open wounds.
Right.
Like stuff that you like, you didn't hear.
Oh, I thought you were talking about open wounds somewhere else. I've been so, whoa, yeah. You got open wounds down there. Don't be doing nothing. But yeah, okay, go ahead. Especially if you got open wounds.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you still hurt. Sometimes it's still bitterness. You can tell maybe the baby, you got a baby by somebody that's it's still like hostility in a relationship and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you still got bitterness, then
yeah, and
that's gonna be soul side that you bring in a relationship.
Yeah, and also you just don't. Like I said, that's just something precious.
Yeah,
it's something precious that you can take into your marriage. I mean, you don't want to give it up before you get married. This is somebody you're gonna be with for life, you know. So try not to give it up too quick to them.
Yeah,
I think keep it sacred.
Yeah, because the quicker you give it up. Especially how you give it up is going to dictate whether they should make it or break it.
Mm-hmm. So, hold on to your goods.
Yeah.
Would be 5. Is that 5?
Yeah, that's 5.
All right. So, do you got another one?
Yeah.
What you got?
Because, man, we lack the healing. We still got trauma.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. Do we got enough time to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
Number 6, it's the trauma that we still carry with us from relationship to relationship.
And, for me, that takes me back to number 2. Getting to know yourself. Because if you get to know yourself, then you'll be able to, think about the trauma that you've been through, and get to healing from that. Like, dog, I was a child who I couldn't trust my daddy. Because he ain't never come to get me when he said he could,
you have to self-reflect.
Yeah, self-reflect. Get to know what caused you to have trust issues. If you have trust issues and you ain't in a relationship, work on that before you get into a relationship. So, yeah, that trauma, even trauma from a past relationship.
Yeah.
You can bring that trauma into your new relationship.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That pain.
Yeah, well, you trust,
like
but
you
don't.
That bitterness.
Yeah, that bitterness, yeah.
Yeah, so working on trauma.
Yeah, we failed to address like I said, and trauma, how we heal from trauma is first, we gotta acknowledge it, man. We can't acknowledge, if we don't acknowledge something, we can't change it. The first thing to heal it from trauma, we gotta acknowledge. Sometimes we gotta reflect. Sometimes, but the most important thing, in order to do that, sometimes we got to be by ourselves.
So that's why it's good to do this before you even get into a relationship.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Some people have not been by themselves with their own thoughts. You got to be by yourself with your own thoughts and God.
Yeah.
Not talking to yourself in the crazy way, but you need to talk to God, and then you need to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
And self-reflect, because if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can't do us no harm.
Yeah.
So we get in relationships, our relationship fail because internal dialogue. Then somebody say something to us, triggers us to reflect on the outside, and then we end up causing tension in the relationship.
Yeah.
And pretty soon, too much pop-ups of us not healing our old wounds gonna cause that relationship to fail.
Yeah, and I can see those old wounds causing us to blame our partner, pointing fingers, and it's really us.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really you. You blaming me for everything, but you're not taking a look at yourself.
Yeah, it ain't what they said. It ain't how they said it. It's just the fact that you can't take it.
Right.
Because something triggered you, and now you can't take the person in front of you as your partner. You look at him as somebody else.
Yeah. A lot of the times, a lot of the times we blame and we don't look at ourselves. It could actually be us.
Yeah.
We could be the reason our husband or wife staying out late.
Yeah.
They might not even be cheating. They just might be out.
Because we just bitter and we reflect. We want to be in a relationship, but yet we still bitter from past relationships, so I don't trust you.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we said earlier, you don't like to see your husband or wife coming home.
Yeah.
Why? That's something within you.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And you got to find that why out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't find that why out, the only thing that's going to go into the next relationship is going to be you.
Yeah. Now, granted, if the person abusive and stuff, then that's understandable, but you need to get rid of them.
But even when infidelity comes into play, even where this trust, all that stuff come into play, both parties play a part.
Yeah.
Both parties play a part. Man. So find out what part you played in it. Might not been much, but find out maybe you just was so naive and you let them do it. Like I said, we don't know what part that was played inside, like I said, infidelity, whatever. But we need to find out what part we played so we can fix that and don't bring that trauma or drama, whatever.
Yeah, both.
Both, because it's trauma and drama
both.
To the next relationships that we get in.
Yeah.
And it might not be romantic. It can be in friendships.
Yeah. Things carry over.
Every
relationship.
Every relationship.
Yeah.
Everything matters, yo. So that's food for thought, man. Everything matters, man. Relationships fail because number one, we failed to build the right amount of trust, and trust is not in the relationship.
Or we fail to trust.
We fail to trust. Yeah. And you gotta trust to be a relationship, and you gotta show that you're trustworthy to keep the relationship from failing.
Yeah,
you gotta trust to build it to keep the relationship from failing. You gotta show that you're trustworthy to keep the relationship from failing.
Yeah. No, number two is know yourself.
Yeah,
you know, relationships fail because you don't know yourself. So do some self-reflecting, some self-loving, some Bible searching, soul searching, do all that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Number three.
Relationships fail because we fail to set the boundaries.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
God
created boundaries. He gave Adam and Eve boundaries. So set boundaries. She said, if you have not set boundaries, you need to set 2 boundaries, 3 boundaries, whatever. Set some kind of boundary so you can get in the habit of setting boundaries. If this relationship fails, you get the next set boundaries. So number 3 is set boundaries.
And stand on your word.
And stand on business, man. When you set that boundary,
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, stand on business, man.
Stand on business. Yeah. And 4 is that you don't have the skill, the relationship skill. And that was a good thing because not relationship, marriage.
Yeah.
Marriage takes skills.
Yeah.
I think anybody can do a relationship.
Yeah, because a relationship,
but marriage,
it takes skills.
Marriage ain't easy.
No, it ain't. Because you got to be there through the good and the bad, through the thick and through the thin.
Yeah.
And most people, they weak. They can't take it. They ready to go to the next. But what we fail to realize, you keep going to. The only person that keeps showing up in relationships is you.
Yeah. Yeah. So changing the relationships.
Don't change the situation. Yeah. It's going to be the same thing, just a different day.
Right.
The grass is never green on the other side, as they say.
That was good. I was thinking of like a little I don't know why drawers came to my head. Like, that's just like taking the same pair of drawers with you on vacation and just keep putting them on every day. I don't know why they just putting them on every day like they gonna get white. Yeah. Nah, they gonna get dirty. The more you put them on every day, that's just like choosing somebody different, going to another man. Like you think, oh, it's gonna get white because
and like Pastor Derek said, you keep choosing a different man, same type.
Yeah. Different man, same type.
Different man, same type. Different woman, same type.
Yeah. Okay.
And number 5
is giving that booty away too quick.
Don't give it away.
Sacred. It's sacred. All right. So that's the only thing we don't want you to do in the beginning. Is give it away. And we also got 6, which is
address the issues, man. Self-reflect. Find out
trauma.
You know what irks you, man. If you're an angry person, you're a bitter person. Find out why you're angry, man. Self-reflect. Look over as I look back over my life. Look over your life and see, like, man, why am I angry?
Right. Look back over your relationships too. Like, if you just got out of an abusive relationship, take some time.
Yeah.
Don't just hop into another relationship.
Get to know yourself.
Because you're gonna have that trauma with you. You know, you're gonna think everybody against you.
Yeah. And if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
Absolutely.
If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. So fix their trauma. Talk to somebody. You can't do it by yourself, man. We're not meant to do things by ourselves, God.
Yeah.
You can get close to God and find you somebody you can talk to.
Yep. Go to a church.
Yeah.
You know.
But don't dump everything all at once, man. You know people. Nobody likes to dump.
Yeah.
You just don't want somebody to dump everything all at the same time, but you gotta talk to people, man.
Yeah.
Get it off your chest. Talk about, because if you can talk, you can get the burden off of you, especially if you dealing with some burden on your heart and you got to give. If somebody hurts you, you got to give it to them, man.
Yeah, we got to throw 7 in there right quick, though. 7. It's got to be
a bonus?
Oh, yeah, bonus. Open communication. Because when you said that, you know, this all going to stem from open communication. Mostly, all of these, you're going to have open communication. Yeah. You got to know how to talk, you know.
Relationships fail because you lack the open communication skills. Yeah.
Right. You got to be able to communicate with your partner.
Yeah.
All right. And knowing how to do that is very important too. You know, like if you're angry, you don't want to just, you know, sit your partner down and fuss at them and yell at them or, you know, be all snappy all the time. You got to respect.
Yeah, because if accusations, accusatory tone, and somebody feel like they're attacked, the natural reaction is to put up defense walls and now big and arguing. So you can't get nothing done when you go into attack mode. So,
communication, and with communication comes active listening.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap it up because it's time to go.
Amen.
Amen. And make sure, guys, you get our book, Effective Communication Skills for Couples, for not so perfect couples.
Yeah, because I know a lot of couples out there are perfect. So if you're perfect, this book will not help you out.
They
did say a lot of grammar and editing mistakes. I got to go back.
Hey, we human.
Yeah, we is
human. We human. I like to keep it like that.
Yeah. And I did say people say, like, say QR codes and everything.
Everybody.
We can't please everybody.
I ain't trying to. We just giving them the story. Yeah. We giving them what we went through and some ways that they can enhance their relationship with effective communication skills and more, actually. So, if you're a not so perfect person who make mistakes like we did,
like we did in this book, but we're going to edit it. But I can't believe we wrote this book, though, man.
Right.
We could barely find time to do a video right now.
Well, we did it. And people, they talk about the QR codes we got.
But I need these QR codes in here for, like I said.
Yeah, it's a reflection time.
Yeah, it's a reflection time and it's an interruption time. People say it's interrupting me. But what people fail to realize is life, it's not going to be smooth sailing.
That's right.
And that's why I think people, every time I read that comment that people put on this book, they say, but the QR code, I say, you don't realize that life is not gonna be all sweet and dandy, no sweet
Right.
curve.
Right.
I put that in there kind of to the pattern interrupt.
Right.
It's called a pattern interrupt.
Right.
This video, I hope you watch it, catch it. Hope it the thumbnail creates a pattern interruption.
Right. And
Makes you watch the
click
video.
it.
To help you out, guys, because like I say in the end, whether we do this video or not, our relationship is good.
Mm-hmm.
We're in love. We're going on 20 years of marriage. Relationship. We like to help people that's like you watching this video. Grow that love, man.
Yeah.
And keep the relationships intact around you, starting with husband and wife sprouting out.
Yeah. Got the course coming soon, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
And they had vision.
And together,
They built the life that they love. Go build.
Boop.